I'm tired of spending my time all day, every day, making someone else wealthy. I was tired of doing that for someone else. I felt like there was so much more that I could give to myself and to my family. Many people find their wealth in real estate, and so I felt like that's as good of an avenue as any to start with.
Welcome back to another episode of Success Chronicles, where we talk to rule breakers. And today we are talking to the OG, the original, Mr. Mike Humphrey. All right, so today I'm sitting down with Mike Humphrey, and I feel like I've known you forever. Maybe it's just the relationship, but I feel like I've known you for decades. But it's only been, 7-8 years?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. So the reason I wanted to sit down with you today is because most people probably don't know who you are.
Sure.
Like they see you at the back of all the advanced camps that we do. But like we never introduce you, but like you don't ever, that's not even true. You do come and speak a little bit, but most people don't know that you're employee number one. You're the first person to come in at Tax Lien Code. And you've got so many probably stories and insights that is unique. Like you saw when we started Tax Lien Code, very different than where we are. What's been that journey been for you?
Well, it started out a little messy, as you know.
Yeah.
We didn't get off to an amazing start. I'd love to say that we just nailed it right out of the chute, but that wasn't the case.
No.
Right? And so it was a little messy at the beginning. And we went through every growing pain that any company does, or really when you think about it, any business owner's journey. Even a student, right? Of the journey of doubts, the journey of, is this going to work? How do we shift because this isn't working? How do we, find our identity and our way forward? And so we've been through all of that, and we've had some great success because our students are finding success, but to think that we just nailed it from the get-go, right? And everything was perfect just isn't reality.
Yeah. Maybe some background for everybody else. When we started Tax Lien Code, I remember sitting down and mapping out Tax Lien Code. And one of the things that has been so interesting to me, like coming from college and being an entrepreneur, is all of these ideas of business plans. And like I didn't write a business plan with Tax Lien Code. I don't think I've ever written a business plan, but like first thing in college, everybody's writing business plans. But we had an idea. We had kind of a thought of what we were trying to be, this online webinar educational company. And we tried to do all these things during COVID. We started in August of 2020. We launched and we tested for 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
And nothing worked. Like nothing. We lost so much money.
Yes.
And there wasn't a single thing that we did that worked. That first 7, 8 months, really. Not a single thing. Not a single thing we tested or tried online worked.
Right.
I know how I was feeling. But the whole time, were you just thinking this guy's an idiot?
No, thankfully I did know you before, right? So I knew you weren't an idiot.
Yeah. Because I was thinking that. I was like, maybe I'm just an idiot.
I mean, no doubt about it, right? If we'd had a vision board, we would have just had to have burned it to the ground and started over, right? But Brian, I think actually what kept myself and the others going was that we had faith in the group, right? We knew that we were all capable, and together we made a good team, and so we were going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's, it reminds me actually a lot of when I first started investing, where it was the same thing, right? Like what I thought was going to work didn't necessarily work. There were plenty of pitfalls. There were plenty of take 10 steps back, start over, try something different. And I think that's a journey for everyone. And I don't think it's necessarily unique. I think it would have been unique if we had just knocked it out of the park from the get-go. But at least it was a lot easier to have faith in our group that we started with than it was in myself as an investor starting out. And I think that's one of the hardest things for our students is to have that faith in yourself when things get difficult. Do I really know what I'm doing? Yeah. Just like you said, like I'm not. You weren't sure that you had faith in yourself. I had faith in you. I had faith in us to be able to figure it out.
Sure.
But it's really difficult when it's just you.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I remember those first couple months. You're right, like surrounded by an incredible team. And they were plenty nice when I went to bed. I was like, geez, is this never going to work?
Yeah.
And there's been so many times as an entrepreneur that I felt that same way about everything and anything I've invested into. And so having that group of us that were sitting down, and I mean, there's so many books and everything written about rowing in the same direction, getting everybody in and having a goal and having a destination.
Yeah.
One of the challenges that I see for brand new investors is they're trying to do it alone, right? Like you come in, whether it's tax and code or you are trying to start a business on your own, whatever it is, and you just are solo. So having been around for 5 years inside of tax and code, and you talk to a lot of students, like you're kind of this quiet, like you hang out in the back corner, but I see all the time you're talking to students. What insights have you gleaned from people as they start and building their own teams? Because it's hard when you come in by yourself. You don't have a partner, you don't have a spouse, you don't have a family member that's trying. What have you gotten from students that's helped them overcome that initial beginnings or problems starting without a team, without an organization, somebody that's going to carry you across?
Yeah, so I think that's one of the things that we do a great job of offering to the students is that we do have support. Yes, there are those times that you feel alone, right? But you can call someone, you can get some help, you can get the support that you need to kind of get you through the steps. But to me, ultimately, whether it's us or whether it's a brand new investor, drive or determination, it's one of the two or maybe both, right? Mm-hmm. But they've got to have that drive.
Yeah.
You don't have to have all the answers. And I think, at least for me personally, when I first started investing, that was probably my biggest obstacle, was that I'm not used to, not that I'm the most brilliant guy in the world, I'm not saying that, but I'm not used to not having the answers, to be completely uncomfortable in a new environment and not have kind of a background to work with. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't have that drive, if you don't push yourself to get uncomfortable, that's where I feel that people, really struggle.
What was your driving motivation? What was your drive?
Well, when I first started investing,
yeah,
to get rid of the 9 to 5, right? To get more time, to ultimately have more time to spend with my family. I was traveling a lot. I came, as you know, I came from aviation, so I was traveling a whole lot, and didn't, I wasn't that guy that was at every kid's game and at every school activity and things, and so to have just that extra time.
Yeah. What now? Seeing your kids are getting older. You have one in college,
completely done
in college now, and I've seen that transition just in the 5 years of tax and code, but even before that. What's it feel like now? Because like your son's here, he came with you to Kansas City, to spend the weekend here at Expo. You're traveling around the world with your kids. You just got back from Europe with them. What's that been like to shift that because of the decisions you made? How long has it been? 8 years ago, 7 years ago that you started
about
investing?
8 years ago. Yeah. It's I guess fulfilling to be able to. Because my father was in aviation, I did get to travel a lot as a kid. Those experiences, you just can't, there's no way to mimic them. There's no way, there's no Christmas present you can wrap under the tree that can give your family that experience of experience a new culture, right? And so that is so rewarding to be able to provide that, to both have the time and the monetary, basis to be able to do that.
So that drive at the beginning, what created, so your kids, like, you followed all the rules. You did exactly what your dad did. You had, like, I think, for most outward looking people, if we were to rewind 10 years ago, you had a good job. You had a good career.
Yeah.
Everybody deals, like, people in that situation. There's lots of families in America who are in the same situation, that miss their kids' ball games, that miss their kids' plays, that miss the recital. And that's just normal. That it's just the required sacrifice that you make, to have a career. What was different for you? Like, why was that not just status quo for you? Why did you feel like you were entitled to have a different life than were you better than everybody else? Like, what was wrong with Mike Humphrey to realize that he wasn't okay missing his kids' recitals?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not better than everybody else. That's for sure. And I think that's part of it, is that if I can do it, then everybody can, right? I don't think that I have something that others don't, that, except for maybe, we always talk about the why, right? Like, you've got to have that why. But apart from that, I don't think that I have anything special to offer that someone else couldn't do themselves. So it just, I think just family principles, right? Just trying to I enjoy eating dinner with my kids every night, and with my wife and my kids. And I enjoy our vacations, and I enjoy spending that time with them. That's why I do what I do. That's why I have the drive that I have, is to provide for them the experiences that most people don't get to experience.
Have your kids noticed?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Well,
maybe not.
The oldest.
Sure.
The oldest. The other two,
why not? They don't remember.
Don't remember enough of the old days to know any differently, but certainly the oldest. We go on way cooler vacations. She'll tell you that.
Fair enough. What's been the impact for her?
Actually, I think one of the things that, to me, the greatest impact for her is she's driven. She knows that you have to work hard to play hard, right? She's 20 years old. She is 100% on her own at this point. I don't pay for any of her bills. She's been paying for herself for the better part of this year now.
Yeah.
And in fact, she went out with her friends a couple of hours away to a football game, and one of them said, "Oh, well, you can just call in. Just call in to work. Like it's fine. It's not going to be a big deal."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I can't do that. Like, I've made that commitment.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to do that." And the fact that how easy it was, because she was with like 8 friends.
Yeah.
And all of them were not that all of them worked that day, but they were all okay with that except for her. How do you replace that?
It's amazing to see kids have a belief in themselves.
Yeah.
Like that they can do something, that they are capable. So many times that comes from their parents. Seeing, dad built X, Y, and Z. Dad was able to leave his aviation job and support our family and create this incredible business just from investing.
Absolutely. And at least the oldest knows that it wasn't all smooth either, right? It wasn't like we just woke up, first morning and, hey, we're doing amazing, right? It was a struggle. There were years that were a struggle.
Yeah. Wouldn't it have been easier just to go back to the job? Wouldn't it have been easier just to be like, okay, this is tough. Like 9 to 5 is easy.
Certainly had my doubts.
Mm-hmm.
There were times that it absolutely would have been easier. I certainly would have made more money some of those years, right? But that wasn't the goal that I was looking to achieve. And so I guess it goes back to that whole thing, right? That you haven't failed until you give up.
I think we've all had those moments though, where we thought about, there's been many days inside of Tax and Code where I was like, it'd just be easier. Just be easier just to invest myself and shut down Tax and Code and just be myself, right? Like it's easy to quit. Like it'd be a whole lot easier to quit. I had a little bit of a pinch me moment, and I've written down my thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts as the person that's been here from the beginning. The Inc. 5000 thing was kind of, a huge realization for me, to be in a spot to realize that we had grown and had the success we had as a company. And I look back over those 5 years, because it was just August, when it was like, we're the 183rd fastest growing company over the 3 or 4 years that they ranked us. And to see the growth of Tax and Code, and realize that that growth had come because of the success of this. And we talk about it all the time, that the success of the students has been the driving factor of the growth of Tax and Code, because in order for Tax and Code to succeed, the strategy has to work. And students have to be having a huge amount of success, or Tax and Code wouldn't be growing. What's it been like for you to see the impact? Well, I shouldn't say that. What has it been like for you to see the students' trajectory, to see their growth and what they've been able to accomplish over the last 5 years?
It's everything. And I think I know for the entire management team, it's everything.
Yeah.
When I'm sure most people don't know this, but we post frequently success stories from our students internally.
Yeah.
That is the biggest energy boost. There's no Monster or energy drink that out there that could give you the boost that gives to the team here.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to read or video those and see those success stories that people are having. Sometimes it's right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get, they do well on their first attempt, and sometimes it's a little bit further down the road. But if we didn't have those success stories within our students, we wouldn't be here. Like this wouldn't be fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not here just to collect a check or because I like you. I do like you, but
that was the wrong time for a sip of water.
But that's what keeps us going, right? Yeah. That's what keeps us improving and keeps the motivation and the going for the entire team, is to see that success. Without that, we don't have a purpose to be here. And I know you're like that too. You talk about how much you enjoy teaching, how much you enjoy sharing your experience and your knowledge. And you've done that internally, and you've also spent plenty of time doing that to our students. And so we all want to share. Nobody's sitting here saying, "Oh, I've got this really great thing that I'm just gonna squirrel it away and I'm gonna hide it and keep it in my own pocket." None of us do that, right? We're all here to help others, because if we don't, then we won't be here.
It's man, like I hate all the types of communication we have. Yes. Right? Like, and I know you do too, right? Yes. The text messages that don't stop, the emails that don't stop, phone calls that don't stop. And Slack is like the worst. But that thread in Slack, the Win Slack thread, when it goes off, like I love seeing the foundation instructors every Monday morning. They post like a picture of the foundations with everybody holding their signs. And there was somebody was a week or two ago that had bought 133. Is that number right?
I think so. Yeah.
133 tax liens at the foundation. Like it just made my day.
Yeah. Well, it not only shows that they have faith in us and in the systems that we've all helped create, but also that they're finding that success and they're putting themselves out there, right? Because it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
Okay, so I love ending on this because I think sometimes we forget what it's like, and I'm guilty of that. I love having new people in our company. Like I love bringing in people that start out as students and they come back and they teach and they help at whatever class it is, because their shift in mindset is so fresh. Like I just feel like I forget what it's like when I first started, like that very first business I started in college. Sometimes I forget the fear and the trepidation, the worry and the excitement that I felt. And so it's disappointing to me that I forget all that. But what advice would you give to yourself when you first started? So Mike Humphrey, sitting here in 2025, you're 7, 8, 9, 10 years into your entrepreneurial journey. What advice would you give to yourself now, experiencing the last decade of successes, of failures, of wins, of like utmost, I might as well die, right? Like this is the biggest failure in the world. And then going to the biggest high, taking your kids to Europe, having those experiences. What would you tell Mike Humphrey 10 years ago when you first said, I'm going to be an entrepreneur?
Believe in yourself. When I think about the beginning, that was the biggest obstacle. I'd never purchased a home except for, one that we were going to live in, one that was already pretty, right? I'd never heard of a tax lien.
You thought they were a scam.
I thought they were a scam.
By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this conversation.
How could I not, right? Like, I mean, at that point, I'd been on the earth for, multiple decades. We're not going to get into that, right? But I'm older than you. And so how could this possibly be around for 100 plus years and not have heard about it? Like, so it's got to be a scam.
Yeah.
And I'm a skeptical person, right? I'm a skeptical person. I'm not a negative person, but I'm a realist.
Yeah.
Right. And so, how could it not be a scam if I've never heard about it throughout my time? Because I've spent a lot of time with high net worth individuals when I was in aviation. I mean, they always talk about cars and planes, right? They bring boats, right? All of those things end up encouraging people in those communities that have high net worth. And so the fact that I never heard of it, it's got to be a scam. So that was the biggest thing that I struggled with, though, was believing in myself that I could achieve it, that it was possible to completely uproot from something that I had been doing for several decades, give that up 100%, and go try something new. You'd think I had a midlife crisis. I didn't, but generally that's when you see something like that happen.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that I knew that I'm tired of spending my time all day, every day, making someone else wealthy, making it so that they're going to Europe with their kids and they're having all these cool experiences, and they're not showing up to work every day in the office like that. I was tired of doing that for someone else. I felt like there was so much more that I could give to myself and to my family if I just went out on my own. And for my entire life, all I've heard was, well, you're not making any more dirt, right? You see houses, for the most part, for my entire adult life, houses have always gone up. Real estate has always increased in value. And so it doesn't matter who you talk to, it always seems like that, many people find their wealth in real estate. And so I felt like that's as good of an avenue as any to to start with.
I love the advice.
It's certainly less risky than aviation. I can promise you that.
I'll take your word for that one.
Yeah.
It's incredible advice. But what if you don't believe in yourself? What about the person that has so much doubt and just flat out doesn't believe in yourself? Then what?
Then you've got to believe in the system. You've got to believe in the system that we've created, that we are here to help you, that the processes and the systems that we have in place will work.
Yeah.
And I think nobody just wakes up overnight one morning and says, "Oh, I believe in myself now. It's all good and rosy," right? Yeah. It's those baby steps. It's the baby steps. So take the faith. That's why we have it in place, that we encourage you from the beginning, right? The very first step we want you to take is like with a tax lien with a very small value, that it's okay if you lose. Like it needs to be a dollar amount that you're okay losing. And the reason behind that is because we want you to see that it actually works, that it's not a scam, right? Just like I thought. And once you do that, once you've taken that first step, then you've already created that foundation, whether you realize it or not, that, oh shoot. And I can't tell you, Brian, how many students I've had come up to me and say, I didn't think it was actually going to work. Right?
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then they get it. And how many times has it been, oh, I made $1.57 or whatever the case may be, but it's the fact that it's real, that it's tangible, that it does work. And from there, it's scalable, right? And so that little foundation, even if it's $1.57, that's the foundation or the springboard that you need to continue to build upon that faith and build upon that belief, not only of yourself but of the system.
Yeah, I don't even know if we've shared this with everybody inside of Tax and Code. But to your point, it's hard for us to track all of the success because we ask people all day long and they have to report. So it's just a very, very limited amount of people that we can actually track the success of. Right. And really just two groups, the foundation classes and our one-on-one coaching students. But we've been tracking that for the last year and a half. And they've bought over $40 million worth of tax liens and tax deeds. When I got that number, like it was knowing that that's just a sliver of everybody.
Yes.
It was just so exciting to me. And I mean, it's such a small fraction of what we know exists, but for that number to be $40 million. So to your point of, if you don't believe in you, believe in the system, because it's not just Mike, Humphrey, and Brian that are buying tax liens.
Yeah.
It's this entire group of people that are having such an incredible success. So I love that. I love the idea of believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, believe in the system that works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's there. It's there to help you succeed. That's what we're all about here. So,
well, let's keep going.
Absolutely.
It's been 5 years. It's exciting to see how much more we got.
100%. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, there you got it. The original rule breaker, Mr. Mike Humphrey. It's always a pleasure. I love Mike. I love spending time with him. But I love the advice at the end to believe in yourself. But if you don't believe in yourself, believe in the system, because the system has created so much success for so many people around the country. Glad you're here.